The crankshaft pulley is the one that connects to the engine's crankshaft and helps drive components like the alternator, power steering pump, and air conditioning compressor. It's important because it transfers power from the crankshaft to these parts, allowing them to work properly. Now, when something goes wrong with it, or if it's starting to fail, you'll definitely notice a few symptoms. In this video, we want to show you those signs. So, if you want all that info, let's get started. Symptom number 1. Engine vibration. The first symptom you'll notice is excessive shaking of your engine, especially at higher RPMs. Since the crankshaft pulley helps reduce vibrations in the engine, when it starts to fail or gets damaged, it can't do this job properly, and your engine will shake more than normal, especially when it is running at higher speeds. Now, if this happens, try to pull over safely and turn off the engine. Continuing to drive with excessive shaking can cause more damage to the pulley and other engine components. It's also best to get your vehicle checked and repaired as soon as possible. Symptom number 2. Stalling engine. Another symptom is difficulty keeping the engine running. If your crankshaft pulley fails, it can't turn the serpentine belt properly, which affects parts like the crankshaft position sensor. This sensor needs the pulley to work, and without it, the engine may stall or have trouble running. If this happens, just pull over safely and turn off your engine. It's important to get the pulley and other parts checked and replaced because driving with this issue can cause more damage to your engine. Symptom number 3. Overheating engine. The third symptom you will notice is your engine overheating. Since the crankshaft pulley helps turn the water pump using the serpentine belt, if it stops working, the water pump won't be able to move coolant through the engine. This can cause the engine to overheat, leading to serious damage. So if you notice the temperature gauge rising or steam coming from your engine, pull over safely, turn off the engine, and let it cool down before checking the coolant level. It's important to have the pulley and belt checked and replaced if needed to avoid further damage. Symptom number 4. Car won't start. Another sign to look for is trouble starting the engine. If the crankshaft pulley fails, the crankshaft position sensor may not be able to detect engine speed properly. This can make it harder for the engine to start, especially if the alternator is also not working correctly. So, if you notice slow or difficult starts, it's important to have the pulley, sensor, and alternator checked to avoid further problems. Symptom number 5. Loss of power steering. Now, the final sign on our list to watch for is difficulty steering. As we mentioned, the crankshaft pulley turns the power steering pump using the serpentine belt, so if it stops working, the pump won't work properly, making the steering feel stiff and harder to turn. This can be dangerous, especially when driving slowly or making sharp turns. If this continuously happens to you, get the pulley and belt checked as soon as possible to keep the steering working correctly and avoid safety risks. Your crankshaft pulley is a part of your vehicle that isn't always mentioned, but it has an important role in keeping the engine running properly. It is just as important as other key parts. So, if you notice any of these signs, don't wait. Inspect the problem and fix it as soon as possible. We hope you find this video helpful. And if you're dealing with some other problems with your car, let us know by leaving a comment below, and we'll assist that next here on Fix It. Thanks for watching. Subscribe.